All right, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the slight delay, a little bit of computer issues going on. All right, call to order, all of council is present. Anybody have any additions to the agenda?
Yep, I do actually.
Okay,
Just under correspondence, I just have something that I've received as well, so if we could put 14.2.
sure, what do you need to
I'll,
call it?
I'll read it out and then I'll just email it to,
Can we just get an idea?
Yeah, just a name
Sorry,
put
Councilor
it
Harris,
on
I
it.
just need something to
yeah,
attach
it's
to that.
from me,
from you.
yeah,
So just correspondence to council then?
yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Is it residential? No,
No.
okay, correspondence to council. Thank you.
okay. Councilor Belmonte, you got two, don't you?
Yes. I don't have my agenda up, so I have to bring it up. So I want to put in two notices of motion. One is for closed session, interorganizational agreements, council direct administration to report on agreements. And then the other notice of motion is that council review Dr. Sunny Oyama's proposal for sponsorship of an additional physician for the town of Gibbons.
And these are under notice of motion?
Yeah, written notice of motion. I submitted them August 28th to administration. And then just for that last motion regarding Dr. Sunny Oyama, I am a client, so I want to discuss with council if I should recuse myself while we have those discussions. But again, we can discuss that when that comes. And I don't foresee any pecuniary interests, but I just wanted to be upfront with everybody.
It won't really be discussed until next meeting anyway, so.
Exactly. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, anything else? All right, can I get a motion?
I move that we accept the agenda as amended.
Thank you. All in favor? All right, carried. Adoption of minutes, regular meeting minutes of council, August 27th. Can I get a motion? Councilor Malante?
Put forward the motion to adopt the minutes as presented.
Thank you. Any questions, omissions, additions? All in favor? Carried. All right, finance. Accounts paid as of September 7th, 2025.
I'll move acceptance of the accounts payable of September 25.
Thank you. Questions? Councilor Harris?
Thank you. On page 2, there was a check written for $5,129.25 to Loop, a division of Box Cleaver Incorporated. Can we get a little bit of an explanation what that is, please?
Good morning, Acting Mayor Eustace and members of council. That's our yearly contract for our webpage with Loop.
Oh,
Yeah,
Trinus doesn't do it?
no. This is through them and it's our webpage.
Oh, okay, that's a,
We've been with them, I've been here for 8 years, so before my time, that's who we've used.
I've never seen them before. Anybody else ever see them?
They changed names a couple of years ago. What was it prior, Chris?
Previously, this was known as Box Clever, and they divided into two groups since they had such a large municipal portion to their organization. And so the Loop is their municipal portion, and Box Clever is their private portion.
Okay. Have we ever looked at a new provider by any chance, ever?
We actually get really good service from Box Clever. It's
Okay.
if I have to put a ticket in, it's immediate.
Okay.
Very good, and their rates are very reasonable, and their website is actually very easy to use on the back door.
Okay, all right, thank you, that's it.
Councilor Berry?
Just something that I'm noting, filling the ditch and installing a culvert is $21,380. So I'm assuming that the purchase of trees that are to be planted there cannot be any more than 3,006 point whatever it is. And I'm assuming trees are quite expensive, so that's something that's gonna have to be taken into account.
Acting Mayor Yusichyn, members of council, Councillor Barry. Actually, on that invoice, there is two parts on that invoice. The portion of filling the ditch and installing the culvert, as per the letter, it was about 11,000 roughly of that bill. The other 10,000 was installation for safety for the lock block wall and construction at the top of the Tim Hortons Hill, which is outside of that scope. That was something that we were planning on doing
Okay.
already. So yeah, there's still approximately, then there was approximately about 13,000 still with the trees and planting, et cetera, on that there, so,
Okay, good enough.
thank you.
Okay, and then another, again, just another comment. You have blocks for Tim Hortons Path, $2,656. I'm assuming that those blocks are going to go at the entry to that walkway. I don't know if I lost something in translation, but I always assumed that trail, walkway, road, whatever we're calling it now, was to be used as an emergency access. Putting blocks there would prevent that, would it not?
Acting Mayor Yusichyn, members of council, Councillor Barry, the blocks on the iron precast there, that is actually the lock blocks. They're the stability blocks used to build up at the top of the slope. And they're not on the pathway. Currently, there are some boulders in place right now. We've had some notes from multiple residents of trucks and vehicles accessing that area, using it as a coffee stop lane. So to deter that, we got rocks in place until such time that we can put a proper gate and install that in place on that laneway. So once work gets completed, trees get planted, et cetera, on that area, then the access will be restricted. Signage going in potentially as well we'll be looking at. But the lock blocks themselves are up on the top of the pathway to build stability for the slope on the bank there, to build that path for the landing to access the Tim Hortons property.
Okay, so it will, in an emergency, still be usable as an emergency access?
That is correct, yes. It still maintains, I believe, the 3.25 meter width or 3.5 meter width for emergency access. The gate is accessible to open up and leave, and the fence that will be installed would be, or gate that would be installed in the future would be used for emergency access as well, so,
Okay, well, thank you for that.
thank you.
Councilor Malonte?
Are you good, Amber? I saw you raise your hand before me.
Yeah, no, I'll ask after you, it's fine.
Okay. So my question is on page 2, and I just need clarification on, I guess you'll go with the line item where it says 1614 for general, receiver general SCS. Sorry, 1611 and 1612. It just says like August 10 to 23 deductions, like 20,851, and the other one's 5,299. Just wanted some clarification as to what that means, because I know the other ones have a bit more clarification, but this one just says the date and then deductions, so curious about that one.
Good morning, Acting Mayor Yusichyn, members of council. So those are our bi-weekly payroll deductions. So
Thank you.
Councilor Harris?
Thank you. I just want to clarify something. Page 3, for MEMJ Consulting, it is, the billing date was from August 25 to 28 for almost $3,000. Are those dates correct?
I would have to pull that invoice and just double check those dates. I can't confirm right now, just sitting in front of me, but what's stated is the 25th to the 28th.
Okay. Yeah, if perhaps maybe we could just get some clarification on that next meeting, that's fine. That just seems a little much for the 3 days, but.
We'll still need a motion for that, council, after the motion that's on the floor.
Okay.
All right. Councilor Malonte?
I've noticed as well, the block party grants are being well used, and my question is, do we have enough in the pot for next year? Because I'm assuming with bigger population, more people getting interested in the grants, because I've noticed it's popped up a lot, which is great. I just want to make sure that we have enough of the funds for next year.
Acting Mayor Yushchishan, members of council, Councilor Malante. So far, we're not exceeding that budget that we put forward. So I do believe we're gonna look at presenting it with the same for next year. With that being said, it doesn't mean that if it's getting more popular, that we don't put that request in for more in future years. But right now, we're still meeting that. We are actually filling it, which is good, but we're not going above our allocated budget. So everyone seems to be getting approved if they're following criteria for that, which is good.
Thank you very much. It's just outstanding to see that everyone's using the block party grant for what it's intended for. And hopefully we'll have more parties in Gibbons.
Is it safe to assume that you've got a budget amount for that? So I think it's 250 a pop for the block party. We would just max out if we had had enough people request?
That's correct. We have a budgeted line item for that.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, all in favor of the motion to accept? Carried. Did you want to make a motion?
I'll save my motion. I believe there's a discussion coming up next meeting about the contractor. Correct. So I'll
You hold up.
reserve it for next week.
All right, then that puts us into old business, utility infrastructure fees.
Good morning, Acting Mayor Dale Yushchishan, members of council. The report topic is the water and sewer infrastructure replacement fees. Introduction. The purpose of this report is to provide council with information regarding the collection and allocation of the water and sewer infrastructure replacement fees. Background. At the August 27th, 2025 regular meeting of council, council directed administration to investigate the possibility of infrastructure fees collected on utility bills be placed in a restricted reserve fund to ensure funds are used only as intended. Starting in 2025, council approved the issuance of water and sewer infrastructure replacement fees collected through residential monthly utility billings at the following rate. Water replacement infrastructure, $19.30 per month. Sewer replacement infrastructure, $3.25 per month. $3.25 per month, I should clarify. The timing and amount of expenditures vary throughout the year, as costs are incurred based on project progress and do not align precisely with the timing of fee collection. While the year-end reporting clearly shows whether funds have been over or under expended, ongoing monitoring throughout the year can be labor-intensive and may not provide a complete or accurate picture due to the timing mismatch. To ensure transparency and proper alignment of expenditures with collected fees, it is recommended to review the infrastructure replacement charges at year-end. At that point, any expenditures can be clearly identified and a deferral account can be established to carry forward unspent funds. This approach ensures that the infrastructure fees are applied appropriately to their intended purpose in a manner consistent with financial reporting best practices. Options available. The options for consideration by council include the following. The council receive the infrastructure report as information and review the collection and expenditure of infrastructure replacement fees again at year end in determining if a deferral account should be established or a restricted reserve account. Or two, that council advise administration as to how it would like to proceed. The recommended course of action is that council receive the infrastructure report as information and review the collection and expenditure of infrastructure replacement fees again at year end in determining if a deferral account should be established.
Thank you. Can I get a motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Councillor Kozak. Questions? Councillor Harris?
Thank you. So if I could just get a little bit of clarification. These fees are being charged and used throughout the year. Whatever is not used is then put in a restricted reserve fund of some sort?
That's correct.
Okay. Perhaps, and maybe council can pipe or, add their 2 cents in as well. Because I thought that this was initially brought in for future, infrastructure needs, right? Like savings for future infrastructure needs. Was it not? Or that's what my understanding was, that
I could be wrong, but it's ongoing and future potential, if there's leftover for the future, correct?
So if I went back into the master rates bylaw that was, had all those red lines and little added fees on it, it would say future and current? I just thought it was, we were saving for, infrastructure, repair or new infrastructure builds. That's the whole purpose.
But I think that's exactly it. If there's repairs that are occurring now, we use the money now, not just for planned future repairs.
Do we not have funds available for, like repairs or whatnot to our infrastructure, like ongoing? Is there not, do you know what I mean? It just seems like, so we're charging people X number of dollars on their utility bill per month, and using that money to make any repairs. Well, where is it budgeted? Do we not have budgeted money for this? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, so the budget that is levied through taxes is communal. And when we're preparing how much hay we're going to charge on our property taxes, we look at the revenues that are brought in within each department. So that's where the infrastructure replacement fees came into play. They're applied directly against the water and the sewer, and because you have those infrastructure fees, the property taxes are then reduced. Otherwise, you would have to look for that source of revenue elsewhere.
But,
Now-
but don't we have sorry to interrupt, but don't we have like pardon my ignorance, because we haven't done a regular budgeting process for a number of years now, line by line, is what I'm referring to. So there's no line item for X amount of dollars that we budget for every year to do repairs on infrastructure line? Because this just seems like we're taking in the money and then we're using it to fix stuff, right? Is there not a budgeted amount,
This
in
is included within the water and the sewer department, and it is a line item and revenue, and it is directly applied against the line items that include the infrastructure repairs beneath it.
But do we have money earmarked as well in addition to that? I mean, if we didn't charge people, these fees on their utility bill, and we had to go and make,
Can I clarify maybe clarify the question? Because I
Sure.
think I understand what you're saying. We have a line item for the revenue that we're gonna get for this, and we use that amount of dollars against any of the expenses against sewer or water. But is there additional funds that are coming from the general coffers of the taxes that need to be added to that in order to cover all of our repairs? Is that basically what you're?
well, why don't we, but, I mean, it just seems to me that a normal budgeting practice would be, we have, when administration would bring forward during a budgeting process, we have X amount of repairs that need to be
Yeah.
done for this year.
I
and
think
so
that's what
therefore-
they're saying.
But no, this is a new fee though. Like this fee was brought in, yeah, it was.
No, I understand that,
Right.
but the revenue of that fee is being processed against the line item repairs of the
No, I know,
expenses.
I get that. So I guess, okay, if we choose alley A to be paved in a particular budget year, then we take X amount of dollars when we go through the budget and we put X amount of dollars to, provide funds for the paving of alley A, right? So you would think that we would have X amount of dollars identified to go towards infrastructure repairs for, these particular projects every year.
So like sewer flushing or.
Well,
line
whatever. I
repairs
mean,
or whatever.
Because this, I can understand saving for the future. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I can understand it. But charging people so that it just seems, what are they paying taxes for, I guess?
Councillor Berry?
The way I'm understanding things at this point is always previously there was a line item in the budget for infrastructure and maintenance of these utilities. This budget year, there is still that line item, but it has been reduced because we now have additional revenue coming in via the fees on our bills. And this has been done partially to lower the amount of taxes that people are paying directly to the town as opposed to fees collected through their utility bill. Am I right in saying that?
Correct. I think I will add one thing, if I may. As council, I think you're major concern here is that the infrastructure fees being collected are being applied to water and sewer. You want to make sure that the taxpayers' money that is being collected through these fees are being allocated to infrastructure. So at year end, we can see a total cost of, and this is budgeted by department, and there is a capital budget which includes alley A or paving A, which would be directly applicable to a line item on the operating budget, that 1,000-row document. You can see exactly how much it costs for water and sewer and all of the infrastructure replacement that occurred. You can then see the revenue that was brought in, and you can see if we're overspent or underspent. Now, if we've underspent, and if that were to occur, then you could set up a restricted reserve earmarking, hey, these funds that were collected in addition to what was expended this year is restricted, and it would show as restricted on the audited financial statements. If it was overspent, well, you don't really want to set a deficit restricted reserve, but at least you would know that the funds that we've collected from our taxpayers are allocated accordingly.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Just a follow-up question, help me understand, what's the difference really then of setting aside that restricted fund today versus the end of the year?
The fact that one of the major expenditures in water and sewer or any major department is amortization, which is calculated annually, it would paint a incorrect picture, as well as the timing of when we're collecting these fees and when major expenditures occur. If they were to occur in December or January, it doesn't create a full picture unless you're looking at the year as a whole. So some months you might see a huge underspending, other months you might see a huge overspending. To track this as it's going on would almost defeat the purpose of what we're using this, as long as we're making sure we're taking the big picture at the year end and allocating it accordingly.
So if I'm understanding
Yeah.
correct, if the expense came in December,
Sure.
we've already collected the money, we've already got the money, we're fine. If the expense came in January, we haven't collected the money yet, so we've got to, in essence, borrow from the budget, tax revenue until we can get the money earned from the, fees, and then in essence, we return it back to the tax revenue.
Correct.
Kind of be correct?
That's correct, yeah. So that's why it helps to look at this as on an annual basis rather than weekly or monthly or daily, as well as the strain on staff. Or if you're gonna, I know there's been suggestions of setting up a separate bank account, that can also be convoluted, especially if it's been overspent, like we've done more infrastructure, because we're not gonna borrow out of another account to replenish another bank account. But the major concern of council and taxpayers is that these fees are going exactly to what we're paying them towards, and that can be achieved on an annual basis.
Councilor Barry?
You used the term deferral account. That can mean a restricted reserve if that's the decision.
That's correct.
Thank you.
I would just like to note that I use the term bank account, new bank, but that's that's layman's terms, okay? Just like a separate area, I guess when the way that it's written, water replacement infrastructure means that it's replacement in the future, right? So that's where I'm having, the hard time interpreting it. Go ahead.
Acting Area Association Members, Councilor Harris, I think part of this coming on is we didn't account before in our budgeting for some of the aging infrastructure in our sewer. And we started having these issues where that replacement is needed, and it's happening right now. So that's where some of those funds are going. And then thinking ahead now that it's not getting any younger, we are still going to have to continue to replace lines. So I think maybe that helps clarify, okay, yes, some of that aging infrastructure came into place that it needed replacement this year, this budget. That's why it's not all in a, adding up in a separate account. Which being said, after this, if we have years where there isn't as much replacement needed because our lines have stayed good enough to keep for another year, we'll have that budget in place for when those lines need replacement, things like that. I don't know if that helps a little bit.
Just a last comment, and then we can move on. Acting CAO Lowe had indicated that we are going to be returning to our regular budget processes that we've had, historically, meaning that we should be starting relatively soon, and that we would be having meetings with administration and staff, with council, to be able to go through these types of issues, because I guess as a council, if we don't know what type of infrastructure that's going to be needing repair or replacement in the budget year, and this type of charge is brought in on our utility bill, and people ask us, what is that extra X amount of dollars going towards? We don't know, which is part of the problem, for not having a very, a detailed and in-depth, budgeting process with council, between council and administration. So, I guess historically, we would know that there's X, number of dollars in the line item in the budget for X project or X replacement, right? And so, yeah, all right. Well,
If you don't mind, Acting Mayor, members of council, Councilor Harris, just a comment on like that budget process. I won't speak for Eric because he's not here, but in conversations, we do have a plan. We've started our budgeting process on admin side already and have some meetings set up. I know he does have a fairly aggressive plan for once a new council is sworn in
Okay.
to start that budgeting process with the new council. So
Good.
it is on the radar and the.
okay, that's, I think that's important as well. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, can I get a reminder what the motion was? It was a bit ago.
Acting Mayor Yushishin, it is the motion that's on the RFD, which is Councillor Kozak. Move that council accept the utility fee, infrastructure fee report as information and review the collection and expenditure of infrastructure replacement fees again at year end to determine if a deferral count should be established.
Perfect, thank you. All right, all in favor? Carried. New business, schedule of 2025 organizational meeting.
Acting Mayor Shisha, members of council, I'm gonna let Chris Pino speak on this.
Council, so this is the second time we've had to reschedule this organizational meeting. And again, it has everything to do with the new requirements under the Municipal Government Act for when council can be trained. We're taking into consideration that once the election happens, 5 days, it's not until the Friday, so election is Monday, it's not until Friday that the new council is actually declared elected. Then we have to have a swearing-in ceremony. Training must happen immediately before there is an organizational meeting. And then there is training that has to happen before the first council meeting. And there's a AB Munis conference in there, so we're trying to fit in everything as well as we possibly can. The scheduled pre-organizational meeting is actually scheduled for October the 30th in Fort Saskatchewan, a one-day training. That has already been scheduled. We have the organizational meeting that night, and then from there, we can make a motion to extend that second portion for 90 days, and then the AB Munis conference happens right away in November. So it's all about timing, and I figure this is the best date that we can work with.
All right, can I get a motion? Councilor Berry?
Yes, I move that council move the organizational and regular meetings of council to October 30th, 2025, with the organizational meeting to be set at 6:30 p.m. and the regular meeting of council to be set at 7 p.m.
Thank you. Questions? I actually have one. You just quickly passed over something about deferring the meeting for 90 days. I didn't quite catch that.
So the new Municipal Government Act mandates that council must have some training, and they broke it into two parts. So some training must happen before the organizational meeting. So that would be the one-day training that is currently scheduled for October the 30th. It also demands that there is a second portion of training. And the second portion of training, the first portion is kind of focused on your role as a councillor. The second portion of training is the municipality. So training from the municipal level. Because of the timing, the Municipal Government Act says we must have an organizational meeting before November 3rd this year. It's dates, but this year it happens to fall on November 3rd. But it does give us the ability, gives council the ability to extend that second portion of training by 90 days.
Gotcha. Thank
So it is the intention of administration to bring forward a date or a few dates that the new council can choose that works for them within that 90-day period that they can have that training. But we need that 90 days. It's just, timing just does not work with everything going on. So,
Perfect, thank you. Councillor Barry?
I don't know if I've misunderstood, but my understanding from what you said was that second training had to take place before a regular meeting of council.
that is true, Councillor Barry. So within the organizational meeting, council still has the ability to make motions, and the motion, there will be a motion in that organizational meeting to move it, to extend that 90 days.
Okay, so we will have, on the same day that we have the organizational meeting, we will also have a regular meeting of council.
There will be, because once that motion is made in the organizational meeting, you are now able
We
to
have
have
the
a
90
council meeting as long as there is a motion in place that extends that time frame by 90 days. Or
Excellent.
whatever date council decides that to be.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Acting Mayor Yushishin, Councillor Harris had a question.
I was just gonna suggest that maybe we should consider the 90-day extension, only because there may be, some new faces on council.
Yep.
And so these folks may have to, sort of organize their schedule.
I think that's what she's suggesting.
Yes, that's, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
at
So within the
meeting.
organizational meeting, the new council will choose when they're available
Okay.
within that 90-day period.
So does that have to
their
be
training.
incorporated into a,
No, it
Okay.
can't be, because you can't speak to when somebody else can have.
so
their
they
training.
would make the motion to
That's
extend
correct.
it?
Correct.
Yes,
Okay. Got it. Clear as
Okay.
mud. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Awesome. Anybody else? All right, all in favor? Carried. All right, bylaw ALT 7-25, residential and non-residential assessment subclasses.
Good morning, Acting Mayor Yushishin, members of council. The purpose of this report is to request that council give consideration to bylaw ALT 7-25, residential and non-residential assessment subclasses. So at the regular meeting of council held on July 23rd, 2025, council gave first and second reading of this bylaw. The recommendation is that council give third reading to bylaw ALT 7-25, residential and non-residential assessment subclasses bylaw.
I'll move third reading of bylaw ALT 7-25, residential and non-residential assessment subclasses.
Thank you, Councillor Sandall. Any questions? Councillor Harris?
Thank you. What was it that Municipal Affairs identified that we weren't doing in order for us to have this implemented?
We didn't have the bylaw established.
Just the
It
bylaw,
was
so we were doing it?
We were doing it.
We were
but
doing
in-
first and asking for permission
Yeah,
later.
so when they came in and did their compliance with us, they said this was one of the ones that most municipalities have missed. It came into play, I think it was January 1st, 2018. So we've always been doing it, we just never had the bylaw. So that's what we're just asking for now, is just to establish that.
But we
bylaw.
were following all
We
of
were
the
all-
rules
yeah.
accordingly.
100%.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? Councillor Malonte?
I'm just glad we were able to catch that with administration working with the province, so do appreciate the work that everyone put into this bylaw.
Other questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. Administration reports.
Acting Mayor Yushishin, members of council, our fall recreation programs are starting mid to late September. Our upcoming events include our Truth and Reconciliation events. This year we're doing kind of a multi-series, a Learn to Bead, Fishing with a Purpose, TP Teaching, and Story Time. We just had a couple of major events happen, so Townwide Garage Sale, we had a lot of people in town. I had a lot of good comments come from it, as well as Meet the Community Night last night. Thank you to everyone who attended, volunteered, worked, and came out, so thank you to everyone there. And just a reminder to watch our newsletter for more events coming up in town.
In corporate services, we've been working on tax enforcement, financial analysis, capital asset management programs, and we have started the 2026 budgets.
In Public Works, water meter changeouts as appointments are made and time permits. The branch and grass recycle is still open. Just want to emphasize the hours are now 7 to 3:30, Monday to Friday, and still the 9 to 1 on Saturdays. The manhole lining project in the easement between 51st Street and 50th Street, kind of in behind the houses by Lining Trail acreages, is now complete. The Rigmat Road will be coming out as the time permits, with the regrading of the ditch at the same time. So that'll all happen in one shot. Concrete asphalt work is ongoing throughout town right now. The milling was mostly completed yesterday. A little bit more might be done today. Some of the concrete rip-ups have been started and done and getting hauled out today. And then forming and pouring will be hopefully pretty soon in the next couple of days here you'll see around town. The RV dump station is still open, but no water is available due to risks of low overnight temperatures. The spray park is closed for the season. That happened on Monday. And mowing grass maintenance is still ongoing.
Can I ask you a question? With regards to the spray park, with the spray park being relocated to Zombie Park, you know, that's old school, right? But okay, that's just for everybody who has children who goes there. Memorial Park. Is the old spray park going to be decommissioned? And like, what's happening with that?
Acting Mayor Shishin, members of council, Councillor Harris. So we'll keep that spray park going as long as the infrastructure stands up with
Okay.
it. It would just be, honestly, it's past its life expectancy
Right.
now. So we'll keep it going as long as we
Oh,
can.
okay,
Once
so
that's
we'll have
gone, we
two
will.
until it kicks it.
Correct. That was the plan and my understanding for the years
right.
I've been looking at that project. So.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
Kicks it, I like it. Councilor Malante.
This is going to Public Works. I put in a motion a while back about inventory of the sidewalks and roadway construction. I've noticed there's a lot of construction going. Would the inventory be available for council to look at yet, or is it still being underway?
Acting Mayor Sisson, members of council, Councilor Malante, so that'll still be underway. We did an initial assessment throughout town to get a giant, complete inventory list of all the concrete and all the asphalt in town. It was a lot of walking. Thank you. But yeah, after concrete work and asphalt work is finished, then there'll be the follow-up assessment afterwards to project for the next few years within budgets and give that kind of action plan after that fact. So within the next couple of weeks, we should be re-looking at everything, finalizing, and kind of making that action plan from there.
Awesome. It's good to see the motions helping moving things forward, but also it's good to see progress with the sidewalks being fixed or demolished and then removed and replaced. And it's just amazing seeing all the work being done. Thank you.
Thank you.
You mentioned the Public Works yard accepting grass and branches. How long will it still be open?
Councilor Barry, the branch and grass recycle, it's usually typically till around mid-October roughly. I don't know the date offhand, but typically kind of in that area, more or less roughly.
That's good, because I've got stuff to deliver.
Between the hours of 7 to 3:30.
Yes. And I also am very happy to see the stuff that's being done on the roads, in particular, one area that I go by every day, and that's the intersection between 44th Avenue and Poplar Drive. It's been horrific for a long time, so I'm so happy to see it being done.
And planning development, to date for development permits, we're at 9.27 million. And the 2 owned lots have sold and development application has been received. And ongoing meetings with landowners and developers regarding future projects. Thank you.
Quick question for you. Any movement at all on the cottage lands? Still any interest or?
Nope, I have not received anything of late on that.
All right.
If you'd like, I can read out the rest just for the
Go to
people
town,
on live
yeah.
stream. I won't comment on it though, because I'm not part of the fire department. So fire department, county calls 147, town calls 136. Our current membership is 20 with 6 recruits starting. For interim CAO meetings with Select Engineering and Landrex, meetings with residents, and he's currently on vacation until the 15th. Project updates, Memorial Park. So asphalt and concrete work is underway and expected to be completed by the end of September. Our park furnishings have been delivered and are ready for installation. Just have to wait for all the concrete and asphalt work to be finished. And then we're just waiting on delivery dates for the washroom facility and shelter to be installed as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions?
Just curious, what is involved with park furnishings? What are we all talking about?
Councillor Berry, so that's any picnic tables, garbage receptacles, benches, those items.
And washroom facility and shelter, they are built, you don't consider those furnishings?
So the washroom facility is it's a building, so I guess it's a little bit
Yeah.
separate. It's coming precast. The kind of smaller items are what are considered the furnishings, and that's how they separate it on our invoicing
Okay,
as well.
perfect. The other question I have is regarding the fire department. Current membership, 26 recruits starting. The 20 does not include the 6 recruits, or do you know that?
I apologize. I do not want to comment on this.
Doesn't.
No,
So
it
the
doesn't?
20 are the full-time that we currently have. The 6 are the
Okay.
new recruits that are going to be starting their
Okay,
training.
so we should be,
But 26 then, once they're all trained.
yeah,
and
we should have our usual capacity when all those recruits are trained.
That's correct.
Perfect, thank you.
Councilor Malante?
Just an update with that, just because I can answer portion of that from talking with the chief and working with the staff last barbecue that we had. We're still at a strong membership of 20, and 20 is actually one of the thresholds for the fire department. The extra 6, I mean, we're still going strong. The extra 6, I know that they recapped it, if you recall from the last report, of dialing it down to 6 from when they had, I believe, 15 applications. And the whole purpose of it is they just want to make sure there's that probationary training period to make sure that the new people who have just been brought on actually understand the commitments. I know there's a few people in the room who've been on the fire departments. It's a lot of work and volunteer hours that come with it. And, you know, we don't want to have high expectations right away when we still have to put them through the probationary period so they have full understanding and they're fully trained by the time they get out in the field. So that's why it's kind of staggered that way, to help you with your question.
Yeah, again, just a comment, I had a conversation with Chief Lowe about this, and he was saying they decided to go a slightly different route this year by actually bringing the trainees in before putting them through training, because it actually costs a decent amount of money to put them through training, so they wanted to make sure they understood what was actually gonna be required before they spent the money on the training, so. Which I think, again, knowing that we're already at a good threshold, I think that's a great path to take. All right. I do have one question about the washrooms over in Memorial Park, just because of some of the stuff that's gone on in some of the other washrooms. Are we having cameras and all that associated there as well?
Currently, I have a quote and everything, getting ready to look at a camera on that
Awesome,
facility.
thank you. All right, any other questions? All in favor? Did I get a? I
don't
didn't get
actually have a
did I?
motion.
Sorry, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept it as information.
All right, then let's try this again. All in favor? Carried. All right, Councillor Sandal, why don't you start?
Okay, only a couple of things. August 27th, I attended the Global Monthly Briefing. September 10th, which was last night, I met at the Meet the Community Night. Thank you.
Okay, September 4th, the Sturgeon County Emergency Services Award. It's an absolutely fantastic event to attend and to just learn how well all the communities work together on the Redwater Forest Fire was well received. Anyway, and then on the 5th, the Alberta Heartland Association Board meeting. And on the 9th was the Meet the Community, and then this morning, the breakfast at Landing Trail.
Nothing to report.
Councillor Berry?
Last night I was at Meet the Community Night, hordes of people. By the time I was finished dishing out salsa and sour cream and guacamole, I was tired.
September 6th, attended obviously our Garage Sale Days event and participated in the Gibbons Fire Department fundraising barbecue. They served over 1,000 burgers, can't count how many hot dogs we served, but it was a well-attended event, and proceeds went to the fire department, but also proceeds went to the food bank as well, so I was pretty proud to see that. Lineups were long, people were safe, And again, it was quite a worthy event. Always attend there every year where I can. And then September 9th, also attended the Meet the Community Night as well.
All right, thank you. September 4th, I attended a webinar with Global Edmonton, or Edmonton Global, sorry. There is potentially some more information. That webinar had closed session items in it, but there'll be some public information coming out relatively soon from my understanding that I'll be able to share. And then the same day, I also attended the Sturgeon County Emergency Services Long Service Awards. As Councilor Kozak said, great event. Seeing people that have been volunteering with the fire department for 40 years, 50 years was just mind-blowing, and seeing that they must have started when they were 5. September 6th, townwide garage sale. I've never cooked that many onions in my life. Not sure I will again. Probably next year though, because it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. September 9th, I attended an AV Munis webinar on, I can't think, grant funding yesterday. It was pretty interesting, some good information. Also attended the Meet the Community Night. I am going to be surprised if we don't do tacos in a bag for the next few years, because they are very popular. And then this morning at Landing Trail School for the breakfast. Can I get a motion? Councilor Milante.
I'll put forward the motion to put it as presented. Thank you.
Accept it
As information, sorry, as presented.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. All right, 14-1, Sturgeon County. Hopefully everyone's seen the letter from the mayor of Sturgeon County, Mayor Ignatu. Anybody that hasn't seen it, it's just a thank you from Sturgeon County to all of the regional and municipal fire departments that assisted for the Redwater fire. And again, just, it was brought out during the Long Service Awards. It was mentioned several times. We saw some video actually of it, which was impressive and scary all at the same time. And just seeing how everybody worked together was really, really encouraging. So, can I get a motion on that? Councilor Berry?
I move that we accept the administration reports as
Nope,
the
correspondence.
the correspondence as information.
Thank you. All in favor? All right, 14-2, Councilor Harris.
Thank you. Before I begin, Councilor Berry, can you please pass that box of Kleenex down here? Thank you. I wanted to submit my official farewell statement prior to the closing of nominations for this next election. So this is my letter and statement to both council and the residents and the staff, if I may, please. Bear with me. As I conclude my service as a councillor for the town of Gibbons, I want to take this opportunity to offer a final statement for public record. I was first elected in 2013, and over the past 12 years, it's been my honor and privilege to serve the residents of this community. I ran for office because I believe Gibbons deserved strong, principled representation, and I leave now with that same belief and with my integrity fully intact. My time on council has brought both fulfillment and deep challenges. I did not take this role lightly. I spoke up when others remained silent. I asked difficult questions, even when it was unpopular, and I consistently prioritized accountability, fairness, and transparency. Throughout my tenure, I became aware of and took action to expose misconduct and potential criminal activity within the town's administrative operations. This was not an easy road, and it came with personal and professional costs. But I could not, in good conscience, ignore what I saw. The people of Gibbons deserve honesty from those who serve them. They deserve to know that their trust has not been misused behind closed doors. At the same time, I want to be very clear. Members of municipal staff have served this community with great professionalism, care, and commitment. I've worked alongside individuals who take great pride in their work and who contribute to the strength of our town every day. I thank those staff members for their integrity and their dedication. To the residents of Gibbons, thank you. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your conversations, your concerns, your challenges, and your support. Every decision I made was guided by the voices of the people I represent. I never forgot who I was there to serve. I am proud of the stands I've taken. I am proud of the values I held, and I am proud to have been a strong, independent voice in this chamber. I did not seek this role for comfort or popularity. I sought it to make a difference, and I believe that I have. Though I will no longer serve as a counselor, I will continue to be present, engaged, and active in the life of our town. Gibbons is my home, and I remain deeply invested in its future. Thank you for the honor of serving you. That's it. I'll send you a written copy, Ms. Pinot, so you can add it to the minutes.
Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept it as information.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. All right, Councilor Malante. With it, the first one being a closed session, can you identify something that it's about, or? I think maybe just the,
So are you talking about the closed session with the
Yeah.
interorganizational agreements?
that,
All I can determine for you is that council direct administration to report on agreements.
okay. All right, so that'll be in the next meeting.
And then the other motion, did you want that, or?
Do I have to do a motion to accept them, or no?
No, it's just a notice of
It's just
motion,
no-
so he's just notifying that this will be a discussion coming forward at the next council meeting.
Yeah, then go ahead, 15Q.
You want me to mention the other one?
Yep.
Okay. This one isn't a closed one. This is that council review, Dr. Sunny Oyama's proposal for sponsorship of an additional physician for the town of Gibbons.
All right, thank
And
you.
there should be a sponsorship proposal that I forwarded to administration for council to be able to review.
Perfect. All right, with that, can I get a motion to move in, no, because I don't need a motion, never mind. Can I get a motion to move into closed session? Councilor Berry.
I move that we move into closed session.
Thank you. Nope. Yeah, we'll take a quick recess.
Okay, well, then we have to recess first and then move. Yeah.
Right, okay. Then
Yeah,
hold that
so-
motion. Let's take a 5-minute recess. And then
Okay.
we'll get the motion again.
So we're taking a recess first?
Correct,
And then you'll come back and make the motion?
correct.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, now that we're back, can I get a motion to go into closed session?
The motion to go into closed session?
Everybody wants to. Cool. Awesome. All in favor?
I'll
Make a
move,
motion, oh, go ahead.
go ahead, or I'll move to accept it as information, thank you.
All right, all in favor? And meeting adjourned.